Aloha, aloha,
Aloha.
It's so beautiful to be here with all these lovely souls. You know, I know it's the busy time of year, and I'll do you a favor. I won't read the whole book for you today, because we'd probably be finished at Christmas time. But so I promise we'll have some lovely music and do some reading to the music. And then I'll have lots of goodies to give away. I've got a lot of nice stuff to give away. And we'll videotape this, and then you'll be done within about a half an hour. So you'll be free to...
It's a joy.
Yes.
Thank you for your gift of time.
Yes, time is very valuable right now. I
Yeah, it is.
understand that. But I want to introduce to you a lovely lady who helped me so much with this book. And we've been metaphysical ministers together for a long, long time. Ayin Adams here is a poet herself. Has many books in her own publishing company, Raven Publishing Company, right?
Yes.
So I'm going to let Ayin introduce this. And Ayin's on the CD. She actually recorded three poems. And also Bob Stone, who's videotaping, recorded 2. So I'll let Ayin, and we'll just let you play at will. This is going to be all flowing free and beautifully. So if you wish to start.
Okay. All right. I'm just going to give you an introduction about Cindy Paulos. I know you're all friends with her, but just to let you know a little bit about Cindy. Cindy is also a DJ, a writer, speaker, minister, artist, composer, lyricist, and author. And as the first woman disc jockey on the radio station KROQ in Los Angeles in 1972. And during that time, Cindy interviewed legends of rock and roll during that time. In 1979, she co-launched a chain of news stations across the country. And as founder, part owner, and vice president of KVRE in Northern California in 1984, Cindy started her own TV show, Timberworks. Tubewurks. And there she interviewed musicians such as Jerry Garcia, among others. In 1989, Cindy moved to KAOI, Maui, Noko'oi, where she hosted the afternoon drive time show. Cindy published her first book, Put a Little Light in Your Life, in 2008, and she has that with us today. Yes.
On sale.
Yes. She released her second book, The Travel Angel Handbook, in 2012.
Yay. All right.
Yes.
There it is.
And she hosts the Travel Angel radio show on KAOI AM. On Mondays, yes. She's released 3 CDs of her songs also. The first was There Is a Forever, A Breath of Inspiration. Practicing Aloha won the Hawaii Music Award for the inspirational category and was nominated for a Hoku by the Hawaii Academy of Recording Artists Nahoku Hano Awards.
And that's the one that George is also.
Yes. So her latest release is excerpts from the book, and it's called right here, Angel Blessings, Benefiting Hospice.
That one right there. With 40 tracks. 40.
Yes.
And Ayin's on that
Yes.
one as well as Bob.
And now, bringing it up to date, Cindy has created a non-profit called the Metaphysical Media Network, an internet radio station that can be heard 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. So I invite you all to tune in at www.themetaphysicalnetwork.com, or you can visit Cindy on the web at cindypaulos.com. So right here in our own backyard in Maui, we have our artist, minister, and just, to me, I've known Cindy for a while, and just to hear how she grabs the messages that's coming through as a channel. So Cindy works, or normally is channeled through her, and she writes it down, so you have a spiritual experience when you're with Cindy. So we welcome Cindy here today. Yes.
And I was thinking last night, because there's poetry, and people call my work sometimes poems, but I call them messages. And the reason why is I know that music carries beautiful energy. Every note is a color. Every note carries a vibration. The same is true with words. Let's say the word love. Let's just say all the word love. It's love. When you're saying the word love, energy is coming through that word. It's changing your vibration. It's changing your heart. When you say the word light, or aloha, or God, or Christ, that energy is changing you. So these messages I've gotten have a lot of those words that actually bring you to that perfect energy that carries that vibration that lifts your spirit. On the CD, I was so blessed to have some wonderful people, including Dr. Wayne Dyer, reading my messages to music. George is doing 4 songs on there. And the combination of music and words is truly inspiring. So it's a gift. Now, I'm getting older. I've been doing this a while. I started when I was about 13 years old, and a lot of my pieces of paper have been lost along the way before computers. So I thought I'd better put them together. And I put them together in this book, Angel Blessings. And they have words that will inspire you and lift you. I cover words like connecting with your soul. There's a whole chapter on that. Words about love, words on God, words on inspiration, words on forgiveness, words, a whole chapter on peace. And it's all there with not only the messages, but a little inspirational background on it. And I have also a whole section on heaven and how you can connect to heaven. I believe that there is a heaven. How many of you here believe there's a heaven? Yay! Well, I believe there's a heaven, and I've had a chance to experience that heaven. And that heaven has come to me in many ways, and a lot of these messages really were from loved ones in heaven. So I'm going to have Ayin read a couple of the lovely messages she did such a beautiful job on the CD now.
What's the title for this one?
Oh, yes, that's the one. Yes, this is the torch, and this one I wrote for the ones who died in that Lahaina plane crash.
That went down over Maui.
Yes, it went down over Maui. Yeah.
This is the first one, the torch. And all the radiant light that has burned through the prisms of the soul's fire sparkle in the river of life as the pure vision that reflects our vision's desire. So many blessings I have known, so many moments that were oh so bright, where I held out my heart to capture the tempting form of this vessel that holds God's chalice and power. And now our hearts are open to the love that holds the torch, and we can see that we are one part of a greater plan, and this was always our secret destiny. In the service of the Master, we join and offer up our hand to be a part of the long chain of life that sets so many hearts and souls free. All have seen the vision of God's purpose and held it out as their goal. It just may be enough to know that we are all here to carry on our part in our service to God's great universal plan. And we are part of the song that's heard across the distant shore, where there is light that burns so bright, holding forth the vision to see God's eternal plan, a torch that is passed on to us now and forevermore. Isn't that beautiful?
You're a torch. Really.
Isn't it beautiful?
So many of us are the torches. George is definitely a torch. He burns so bright.
I want to share with you what Alan Cohen writes about Cindy and her work in the book. Alan Cohen, author of A Deep Breath of Life, he writes, Cindy Paulos is a voice for love and healing. Her dedication to service is impeccable. I love to work with Cindy, for her energy is pure and she brings such kindness to all she does. Cindy is a blessing to the world. So it's her words that she gets that is so pure, that is streamed down to spirit through her channel.
There have been so many miracles that have happened in my life, and I've been so blessed. And I know that there are people that are earth angels, many of you here. I'd say most of you here are earth angels, and I think that's how we landed, and we're blessed to be living here on Maui. Some of us really have found this is the perfect place to share that angel energy, and our blessings we can share with others throughout the world.
Absolutely.
And that's what Angel Blessings is about, really. It's not a book you're going to read cover to cover, but you want to just open it up to something that is feeling right for you, and read a couple of the messages and take some time. I have meditations. I have great quotes in here, some beautiful quotes. There's one I wrote here that I sometimes when people pass on, I don't believe that you really die. I feel your spirit really goes on forever. And there was a plane crash last year on Lanai, and 4 people died in that plane crash. And I could feel the energy. When I tune in, I could feel it, and the rain, you know I walk up an EO so much.
Yes.
Many of you I've walked up an EO with. And I was walking through the EO jungle, and the rain was falling, and it was like a blessing through that beautiful green forest. And I felt this message come to me from one of the people who passed on.
Yes.
And it's called If I Don't Come Back.
Oh, yes, okay. And this is the one. If I don't come back, you will recall the county workers. Gentle rain falls like tears for the ones who have moved on. And this message came to my soul and asked me to pass it along. If I don't come back from this trip I take, it is not because I don't love you. In this brief time we have here in life, this love we share was oh so true. If I don't come back, just know it was my time to move along to the beauty of the green pastures and the greater love here in my new home. If I don't come back, please know that we will meet again. And we will be together, and such happiness we still will share in a place that's so beautiful that is waiting for you here. And please know that I love you, and that love will never die. And a flower grows from this gentle rain, and its blossoms brings the grace that will touch your heart. For I love with a love that lasts forever, my dear. And that love is there in your souls. Let it help and guide you. Until we meet again, just know I am in a place of peace, and I am happy here. And this is not a dream, but a greater awakening that appears. And the rain falls as teardrops do and gently wash the pain free. And there will be a garden in heaven where the flowers bloom, and I am there when you need me. And know my love is always watching over you, even though sometimes you may not see, for this love is forever. Let it bring you comfort, and let it bring you peace.
I really feel if we all take a moment, and I go into this in the book, to make a sacred space, to just have quiet. We're all so busy and we get interrupted so easily by so much. And if we just can be open and connect with our soul and be open to what comes to us, there's always messages there. And I think if you go into the quiet and let that energy be open to receive and have a pen and paper, and some of these really started from one word. Or 2 words, but once I started writing, other things started coming, and all of a sudden, sometimes different handwriting, but different messages at different times of life, but many from people who have passed on. My mother actually gave me some beautiful messages, which is on There Is a Forever, and that was the first one where I actually created songs, and the songs came from her, and that was the first CD. Here's one I wrote called Take in a Deep Breath of Heaven. And you can all do this. This is kind of like a way to reduce any stress right now and go into a great place. Take in a deep breath of heaven. Take in a moment to just be present in this miracle of now. and aware of the beauty that you can see. Breathe in the living energy of the light that is alive right there in you. Let it fill your body and mind and heart, and let that pure power heal and renew. Clear away any past negative energy that needs to be released. Surround yourself in radiant rainbows of light, colors of such beauty that bring peace. Breathe in the magic of radiant violet. Feel the shades of rose and peach as a base. Let the healing emerald green into your heart, and the turquoise and sky blue into your throat, and the wisdom of gold as a crown on top. Restore your heart. Invite your soul to be present inside of you. Let this loving energy bring its power forth so you can see the blessings given are true. Great Father Sky, with your arms outstretched to the heaven that are oh so high, embrace the love of Mother Earth and send healing energy that's alive. Thank the beauty of this sacred place, the oceans and the waters of life it brings, the living grace of trees, the exquisite beauty of the flowers here, and our guardians, the four-legged ones, and the blessed birds that sing. Breathe deep the spirit that feeds the soul, the pure energy of creation's love and light, and say, thank you, God. I am so grateful for this gift of life. And because we're all kind of got a lot to do, I'll just do one more poem, and the rest you can read or listen to. The ones we're reading today all are on the CD. These are all from the CD. And this one is called God Speaks to Us, because I believe God does speak to us if we can just be open to listen and hear and to believe. God speaks to us in oh so many ways. In the beauty of this life we see. And we try to capture it and share it in creation's living gallery. How do we interpret the glory of a sunrise that is lit with Spirit's fire? We all understand this universal language of the mountains and the oceans that inspire. What does the innocence of a baby's face say to you? Or the lines of wisdom on an elder's face? Or the crooked smile of a child that says, I love you, to its mother every day? God paints his beauty across the skies, and it's given for us to see. These infinite blessings of creation are all given to us for free. God speaks to us through music, and the calling of the birds, the sound of the waves crashing on the cliffs, all are part of the symphony of sounds to observe. At times, God speaks so loudly that we really can't ignore it. And we try to capture the scene with a photo or words to try to remind us of how it astounds us. The language of the Lord is universal and true, and everyone can appreciate the beauty of God's gifts that renew. We have so many ways to listen. If we just take a little time, we will find that God is speaking to us right now and in every moment in our life. Would you like to do one song before we wind it up?
Sure. Here's an old hymn. It's written by Moses Kiale. He was in the 1800s. He was a hunter from the island of Niihau and went over to the Grand Canyon of the Pacific, over to Kauai, Waimea Canyon. And he followed this goat all the way up the mountains and for 3 days with his trusty dog. And he followed it up a pinnacle, and a storm moved in. And the goats did what goats do because they don't like the rain when the thunder and the lightning came, and it jumped to the next cliff, left him there stranded on this pinnacle, thousands of feet in the sky. And then lightning struck right where he was up on the mountains there. He lost his footing and he started to fall below to the Waimea Canyon. And as he's falling, he remembers the sermon from the week before where in Hawaiian, the preacher said, if you believe, you can be saved. So he loses his footing, starts to fall, and he thinks, I believe. He didn't believe enough, so he hit this lauhala. Boom! Gets all cut up in thorns for the whole lauhala tree. Didn't believe enough, so he falls into the Waimea Canyon River there. 20 feet of water only to drown. But then along comes his dog. Could have been Rin Tin Tin, could have been Lassie. That dog dove down into the water, 20 feet, grabbed him by the collar, put him on the shoreline there, give him multi-rock resuscitation, and that Hawaiian came alive. And he lived up to his, he became a great preacher. He wrote over 200 hymns. This is one of them.
Really? Wonderful.
There's no accident. This is I believe.
Yes.
Wa mau mai kapono mai kamakualani mai ke hui nei kako I ko kakola I ko kakola. The words go. Here we all are, striving for the highest. Children, parents, grandparents gathered, one thing in mind, one heart, one thought. Hosanna ya ke akua manalani kie kawaii ho ana mai I ko kakola I ko kakola. Hosanna ya ke akua manalani kie kawaii ho ana mai I ko kakola I ko kakola. Wa mau mai kapono makua me ke keki kawaii ho ana mai I ko kakola I kono loko mai kai I ho'okahi pu'uwai.
Thank you.
Yes, lovely.
Never found the stories there. Thank you.
George is really the ambassador of Aloha. I just came back from touring for months.
Yeah.
Months and months on the road.
Now I got to catch up on the farm.
Yeah, and you
Spending
got.
hours and hours of days weed whacking and keeping on the weeds.
And how many gigs do you have today?
This is my third. I got only one more, and I'll be done.
Giving to the Bailey House too.
Yeah.
Well, just before we leave, I just wanted to share with you that this book has been written in two parts. Cindy wrote it in two parts. The first part is connecting with your soul, and the second part is bridging heaven and earth. You want to share a little bit about that before we end? The bridging, the heaven and the earth. Sometimes we have difficulties or challenges.
Well, you know, I think we're really kind of doing that bridging right here on
Yes.
Maui pretty well, actually. This is kind of heaven on earth here.
Yeah.
And if you walk up in Iao Valley or any of the lovely spots out in nature, you really are doing that bridging by being in the beauty of this lovely place. Your
Yeah.
place out there, I mean, what could be
You know,
closer
yeah.
to heaven?
One of
than-
the things that you know, I think that keeps us earthbound is all the different challenges we have in life, you know. And I think one of the things that we learned, you know, the old Hawaiian way really is an eye for an eye, a tooth for a tooth. That's why Hawaiians left wherever they came from Tahiti, from the Fiji, from even the South America, because they really couldn't get along. But then, you know, in the 1800s, you know, Christianity came to Hawaii, and Queen Kahumoku, who the center is named after, embraced it. And one of the things that was different was this idea of forgiveness, you know. So at my place, I have a red lahala tree. What it is the fruit of the lahala tree is usually yellow, but this one fruit. This is my great-grandmother's tree. I took a little seedling from the big island where it came from. And that's the first thing I planted when I ended up on this aina. And really the word hala means to, you know, it's like transgression. And so the reason we plant that tree in Hawaiian culture is it's the tree of forgiveness. It's the most eastern part of my property. When the sun hits that tree in the morning, when we get sun, that's, you know, so everything that happened yesterday, we just let it go, and, you know, it's like forgive. And, you know, sometimes, you know, we do things not meaning to, but we hurt other people's feelings, or, you know, we stepped on their toes somehow. So this is our way of kind of reconciling on a daily basis, sort of like cleaning out the garbage can every day, you know, just getting rid of all the bad stuff, and you start a new day.
What's the word in Hawaiian for forgiveness?
Forgiveness is called e kalamai.
E kalamai.
E kalamai.
E kalamai. I have a whole chapter
Kalamai
on
like-
forgiveness
Sorry, yeah.
in this book, because forgiveness is so key. And of
Yeah.
course, the ho'oponopono
Ho'oponopono, which is to set right, yeah.
is a wonderful
Yeah.
practice of forgiveness.
So that's one of the, you know, one of the different things that you go through. And the other thing too is sometimes you cannot, you know, get forgiveness from the persons that you really need forgiveness from. So what Hawaiians, my grandmother used to call this the huna. What you would, and the secret is that you would conjure up the whatever you desire. Like even when we're planting a banana, like which was yesterday was lono, today is kani, so I was planting bananas too early this morning. So what we do is when we dig the hole and everything, we eat really full, like you cannot stand it anymore. You really busted the seams, and then you plant the banana because you want that banana, and then you actually, you know, pretend that the banana is heavy when you're planting it, because, you know, I planted it in the gulch, of course, and when these bunches get big, they're going to be 200-300 pounds, and then you're gonna, so we actually go to the physical and the metaphysical. We actually put this banana in. It's going to be heavy because when it's going to harvest, I'm going to be carrying these 200-300 pound bunches on my back. Maybe I'll cut the hands off and put them in little 5-gallon buckets. Make about 10 trips out of them. So that's the idea. The huna is the secret, is that you kind of visualize. Yeah, that's
Right.
The manifestation.
Visualization.
Yes.
of what you're going to have. And I always thought that, you know, by my tutu, ever since I was a little boy, I was very sickly because I had asthma, you know. And I used to go with her and heal. And one time we went to my uncle's, he was an old fisherman. He was like in his 70s. And my grandmother at that time, she was in about the same age as he was. And man, I'm not kidding. I don't know what he had, but I remember, you know, maggots crawling out of his legs. He had a big wound. So when my tutu prayed, and then afterwards, this is how, when I first asked her, I was maybe 6 years old. I said, Tutu, when you look at him, to me, I smelled death. You know what I mean? He smelled really bad. And she said, well, when I pray for him, I don't see him there sick and dying. I see him, he's a fisherman, so I see the fish that he's going to be bringing me when he's well. I even taste the fish, she says. And I can taste the fish, and I can taste all the stuff that he's going to bring from the ocean. He's going to bring me some seaweed, he's going to bring me some hauki, some sea urchin, he's going to bring me some opelu. Some of it's going to be dried, some of it's going to be raw, some of, you know, so she's actually...
She did a good visualization.
Yeah. So she's tasting, feeling, you know, all this thing, and this is her prayer. So she's looking, she doesn't see this guy dying. Sure enough, 6 weeks later, he's up. He brings her a whole basket full of this like this, of goodies, homegrown, dried fish, the whole cookie, the seaweed, everything over there. And that's how, and she says, and that was her secret. She said, this is called, it's called kahuna, if you can see it. And that's why the word kahuna really means the one who keeps the secret. You're the kahuna of fishing, you're the kahuna of, planting, you're the kahuna of the, whatever it is. You're the teacher, you're the one who holds the secrets. And the secret is, if you can see it, you can taste it, you can feel it, it's yours.
And with the aloha that
Right.
you share, the love
Right.
is the watering of the plants, of the seeds into manifestation with
Right,
the
right,
love,
right,
right?
right.
And I'm sure your tutu and grandma had a lot of that love that worked as well.
Yeah, we're just surrounded by. She actually took care of 26 of us cousins growing up in
Wow.
the same household. So,
Well, how many in your family with your Hanai?
well, I got one son by birth. My wife has two, and then I adopted 13. So we get 15 kids,
15 kids.
34 kids, 17 grandkids. Yeah. And my daughter just got my Hanai daughter from Sarah, who graduated from Lahaina Luna, just emailed me yesterday. She's expecting another baby too. So one more. I'm gonna add one more.
So lots of blessings.
Lots of
Lots
blessings.
of blessings. Lots of blessings. So thank you everyone so much.
Thank you so
Really
much.
a blessing. Thank you, thank you, thank you.